Sitting at the foot of a mountain in Hualien, eastern Taiwan, the Jingse abode is the spiritual home of Tzu Chi volunteers from around the world. The volunteers come home to either pour their hearts out to the Master or update her on the progress of their work. Having received solace or advice from the Master, they go back to serve feeling recharged. To Tzu Chi volunteers, the abode is not only home, but also the place they can always rely on. Master Zhengyan founded Tzu Chi in 1966, a year after the U.S. ceased its aid to Taiwan. Back then, Taiwan had only 10,000 plus private cars, and around 1.3 million people lived under the poverty line. At the time, Taiwan was short of everything, including Buddhist leaders. So Master Zhengyan's master, the Venerable Yin Shuo, once urged her to move to a temple in southwestern Taiwan. But her followers pleaded with her to stay in Hualien. Not long afterwards, 3 Catholic nuns visited Master Zhengyan. During their conversation, they asked her what Buddhists had done for society. That question, coupled with other factors, led then 29-year-old Master Zhengyan to make the decision to stay in Hualien. 3 months later, in May 1966, she founded Tzu Chi. It was a decision of great significance, as it marked the Master's transition from self-cultivation to embracing humanity and the world. For over 50 years, the Master's daily routine has never changed. She gets up at 3:50 a.m. every day, listens to reports on Tzu Chi's missions, and receives visitors one after another. At meetings, the Master sits upright like a bell and listens attentively with loving kindness. She answers every question, again like a bell that sounds whenever struck. All day long, the only places she sets foot in are the lecture hall, meeting room, and dining room. The Master often says, "I have no freedom at all. Everyone says that the abode is very beautiful, but I have only seen it in pictures. I also want to see the abode in spring and the lush greenery outside. But when I open the door and see so many people waiting for me, I step back inside." No matter how saintly people outside may think Dharma Master Zhengyan is, in the eyes of Tzu Chi volunteers, she is just the loving mother of the big global family of Tzu Chi.
When Master Zhengyan first vowed to build the Hualien Hospital, everyone thought it was an unattainable vision. But over the past 40 years, Master Zhengyan and the Tzu Chi volunteers have realized one impossible dream after another. In the year 2004, 6 million children died of hunger. 250,000 people of natural disaster, and the livelihoods of hundreds of millions more were destroyed.
Chi was the first Taiwanese organization to enter Pakistan to provide relief. Its volunteers...
Dressed in blue and white, these volunteers spring into action whenever and wherever disaster strikes, bringing aid and relief in the midst of despair. Many call them the Blue Angels. They are the volunteers of the Buddhist Charity Foundation from Taiwan, Tzu Chi. Their footprints of compassion have crossed 5 continents and left a mark in over 60 countries.
Tzu Chi will save this family's life this winter.
All Pakistanis love you and really all Kashmiri loves you people.
The way you're organized, many people are being blessed very quickly. Very quickly.
Hambantota is a scenic fishing village in the south of Sri Lanka. On the Sunday morning after the Christmas of 2004, a wave of sudden disaster shattered the age-old calm here. The South Asian tsunami brought death in the blink of an eye. Ocean waves reached heights exceeding 10 meters, killing 30,000 people in less than 20 minutes. 3 days later, the Tzu Chi volunteers arrived, bringing aid into the heart of the disaster zone.
这个灾难一发生的时候呢，我们马上就到了，马上就是先看灾，看这个国家它的灾难的受灾情形到什么程度，需要什么援助，需要多少数量，马上回报本会，让我们上人呢做最正确的抉择出来。那么第一梯次来的时候呢，随行人员有20多位的医疗人员。那么那时候我们认为说，海啸刚过后哈，那么可能最需要的说这些有受伤的人需要有紧急就医的机会，那么还有300顶的临时帐篷，那么还要做2000吨的这个大米的发放。1个礼拜之内呢，我们就把这边的情形报告给台湾的正言上人，那么让我们师父呢可以做最正确的判断。那么那时候就决定了说要盖647间的这个大爱屋哈。那么这个在我们自己来讲是属于一个长期的一个灾后重建的工作。
6 months on, most international aid organizations have moved out of Sri Lanka. But for Tzu Chi, the work has only just begun. They poured more than $10 million into the construction of a new community. The plan consists of 600 homes, a school, and a hospital. On the first anniversary of the tsunami, the Tzu Chi volunteers were ready to present their gift of compassion. They were on hand to help the tsunami victims as they registered for their new homes and prepared to move in. The construction work took just over 6 months.
I saw Tzu Chi people 3 main characters. That is the dedication. They showed us the teamwork. We respect each other. I really appreciate that quality from Tzu Chi Foundation people.
Always dressed in their signature blue uniform, the 1 million Tzu Chi volunteers around the globe can mobilize at a moment's notice for their latest mission. Like the Bodhisattva with 1,000 hands in the Buddhist legend, these volunteers reach out and alleviate suffering in various parts of the world. In the name of Buddhist compassion, Tzu Chi is known for tackling problems that many would have shunned. For decades, the poorest of the poor in Jakarta, Indonesia, lived on the banks of the Angke River. The residents draw their drinking water from this heavily polluted source. To clean up the river would require the relocation of more than 10,000 residents. It was a massive undertaking. The construction of 1,100 apartments was completed within 2 years. In 2003, the Angke River residents moved out of the squatters into their new homes. To help them break the vicious cycle of poverty, Tzu Chi also built a school, a hospital, and a vocational training institute.
Saya mau mengucapkan terima kasih banyak sama Master Cheng, walaupun dia jauh di sana tapi di hati saya ada terukir nama Master.
The vast majority of the Anke River residents are Muslims, so the Buddhist Tzu Chi volunteers also built them a place of worship.
The idea is to help the poor, but not just helping the poor, but also to teach the rich to care the poor. So, and I think I feel that also during this process that this is really what Master Cheng say. If you don't do it, you don't feel it.
Many religious leaders, be they Christian, Muslim or Buddhist, have affirmed Master Cheng Yen's work.
Do you know Tzu Chi means in English? Compassion, relief. Yes, you have compassion, but you must put into action. Relief. Relief what? Relief pain, relief troublesome, relief hunger, relief disaster. Compassion, relief. I think these two words describe Master Cheng Yen.
Master Cheng Yen believes good deeds are means of calling forth the seed of compassion in every human heart. It is a journey that every person has to undertake for themselves, just as she had done decades ago.
而且今天能够做到这样，其实是上人他付出了他生命中的每一分一秒，每一个细胞，是这样的付出，才有办法成就今天的慈济世界。所以我最大的期待是希望更多人来加入慈济，然后甚至是全球的人都能够来了解慈济、接受慈济，作为一个慈济人，这是我最大的心愿。感恩阿弥陀佛。